everyone, it's Willow, and we're here with another interview video. This is with another female Djinn. Of course, Djinns do not like their full names said to the whole public, so I will be referring to this female as S throughout the whole thing and also on her eBay listing. Anybody, the person that actually gets S will obviously know her full name, and that is the only time that she will disclose it to you. Although she did come to me with her nickname because she thought it would be easier for everybody to pronounce, but you will get both her nickname and her full name. So with that said, I'm going to start talking with S. And she has already told me that she is a female Djinn. Now I'm going to ask her, can you tell me what year you were born in? Did you say 1053? Okay, was that AD? That was BC, 1053 BC. Did you say in what is now known as Cairo? Okay. So she said she was born in 1053 in BC in what is now present-day Cairo, Egypt. So, what can you tell me about your life? Were you the temple? She was like a temple servant. No, a temple priestess. She was a temple priestess. And this god had the hippo head? Was it the god with the hippo head? Yes. Okay, well, let's find out what god it was with the hippo head, because I'm not familiar with Egyptian deities. I do the Greek. So let's see, Egyptian god with hippo. That's tricky. Okay. There's a couple of different ways to say it. Okay, what is... there's two different things that are coming up. No, that's not it. No. It has... that body with the hippo. Okay. So let me see if this is the right one. Female hippopotamus with feline attributes. Okay. So this god, according to Wikipedia, is spelled T-A-W-E-R-E-T. Taweret. But it also gives like all these other different sayings, but it doesn't say how to pronounce it. Taweret. Is this the god? Is this... yes, this is the god that she was the temple priestess of. Let me find out what it... okay. Alright. So... okay. Okay, so she was, so the rise in popularity. Okay, and then the period that she lived in is, it has it to 1069 and then it kind of disappears. So let me see what it says about her. Okay. Eye of Ra becomes angry. Was this goddess referred to as the Eye of Ra? No. In the form of a lioness. Okay. Upon Eye of Ra's return to Egypt, she assumes the form of a hippopotamus, presumably. Okay. Brings flooding to the Nile. Okay, so this was a goddess of fertility and rejuvenation. Okay. So that explains exactly how important this temple was, because if the Nile did not flood, that meant that there would not be a good harvest that year, because there really isn't like a lot of rain that falls. Their primary source came from the Nile. Their water source came from the Nile. If it did not flood, it did not enrich the soil. It did not. So if the Nile didn't flood, you generally had terrible harvests. Is that correct? So this temple was extremely important, especially to farmers and everybody. Everything depended on the crops. I mean, because not only would they be grown to be consumed, but they would also be put away. All the extra would be put away in like silos and everything in case there was a bad year. Then they could dole it out to places that were starving. So this was an extremely important god for the Egyptians, and so they're what do you call it, worshiping and sacrificing to this god. This would have been a major temple along the temples of Anubis, which of course very important as the god of the dead to the Egyptians. They actually sometimes worried more about what happens when you die than when you're alive. But so this is a very important deity to the Egyptians. So she, as a temple priestess, she would have been very high standing in the Egyptian community. So with that said, and I do get kind of, she's a very like down to earth type of person, approachable. She doesn't consider herself better than anyone else. She doesn't consider herself as a need to be treated a certain way. She expects to be treated this way. That's not her personality. She's approachable, very down to earth, very open type of personality. Now the colors that I see from her, and I don't even have to ask to concentrate on her, she is that strong of a presence that, I mean, she is just like clear as day to me. I can see reds and yellows. Now reds is it's like the passion color, but it also means it can also stand for heart, and like vitality. Now some people say it stands for anger, and that's not. You have to couple that with what her personality is saying. And her personality is not saying she's vengeful, she's angry. She's not. She is passionate, but not like passionate sexually. When something strikes her as unfair or unjust, she gets very up in arms about it. This is not right. This can't happen, and this won't keep happening. See, she's agreeing. That's as for the yellow, I forgot what the yellow stands for, so I'm going to do just a quick check on aura colors, because honestly, I don't really come across a lot of spirits that have, you know, yellow. A lot of them are blues, some of them are blacks. I come across some purples, and of course, like purples and indigos, they always indicate that they are able to have like an easier time communicating with those that have special abilities. They're able to meld in with their energy easier, because people that can communicate with spirits, they have a brighter indigo purple aura than other people do. So it's very easy for other spirits that have that intuitive communication to just like meld in with you and do that. Now she doesn't have that, but she's just such a strong entity that I had absolutely no trouble hearing her name, spelling it out, hearing exactly what she's saying. I mean, you've seen other videos where I'm like, did you say this? No. What did you say? Repeat that. I don't have that problem with her. She is that clear. She is that strong of a presence. Now, I looked up yellow. Now, she does have a very nice, bright yellow. It's unclouded. It's almost like a canary yellow. It is beautiful. And a brilliant yellow aura means that she's spiritually inspired. She's experiencing a spiritual awakening, a playful spirit. I do get that she's got a really good sense of humor. She really does. But as for, you know, like spiritual awakening, remember, she was a high priestess. So her whole life was all about spirituality, communicating with gods, and asking for spiritual intervention. So for me to find bright yellow in her aura is really not a surprise at all. So now she was now were you she was a high priestess, but she wasn't the main high priestess. She was one of the high priestesses, and she served the main high priestess. So she was like one step under. She's only in her 40s. She's only in her 40s now. One thing I want to make clear, when a girl goes into service to one of the temples, that means that she's basically devoting herself to, it's almost like a nunnery today. You don't ever leave, you don't get married, and you do not have children. In fact, in some temples, what they would do is they would do things to the inside of a woman so that they cannot get pregnant. That's what happened with you. You underwent that. So basically, to give you an idea of what it is, it's almost like a modern day DNC, but more horrific, because they did not have any type of anesthesia or drugs. Well, they did have drugs back then, but you did not take the drugs. You underwent this fully cognizant of everything that was going on. She's like, yes, it was not fun. So just keep in mind that when you're going into a temple, when you're becoming a priestess in a temple, this is what you're going through. And I know some women are like, yeah, ooh, it was bad. But she did achieve a very high rank, and she was very high standing. I also get the feeling, like I said, she has a really good sense of humor. So she was a prankster, and I have a feeling that she got into some trouble. Yep. She got into trouble for that. And that's why she didn't advance. Because she couldn't help herself. She's saying they were so serious all the time, so serious. I couldn't take it. I had to do things. That's exactly what she's saying. She's saying I just had to do stuff to lighten up the mood. It was, yeah, that's exactly what she's saying. So she was in her 40s. How old? 44 when she died. 44. How was it that you, because 44 still wasn't, I mean, people did live to an old age back then. How was it that you, she's showing me something here. Because I'm getting a sensation like in the stomach area. Was it, do you think it was like an ulcer? That it was just like eating away your stomach? No. Oh, you got a tumor. Okay, so basically it was like cancer, stomach cancer. It was in your stomach. Okay, so she ended up, because I knew she didn't get pregnant because she underwent that, and she was showing me like a swelling of her abdomen, and I'm like, what? I know she wasn't pregnant, and you know, I thought maybe she was, but she's saying it was like a tumor. Yeah. So she ended up with the like stomach cancer. It was a tumor, and it swelled up, and that's what killed her. Now, I know, you know, just because you were in a temple doesn't mean that you didn't have feelings for anyone else. Did you fall in love? No. No. Oh, okay. Okay. So you were pretty insulated up in the temple. Okay. Okay. Yeah, when you get to like a higher level, I mean, most of them were kind of like cloistered anyway. It was really only the thing is, only the royals could talk to the priestesses, right? The common folk were not supposed to talk to the priestesses. Did you say eunuchs? Okay, so this is what she told me. She said that the temples had eunuchs. So basically, like the females, once they entered into the service of this temple, they would have their genitalia. So there would be no hanky-panky in between them. What would happen is the common people would speak to these eunuchs, give them their offerings and what have you, and ask, you know, pass on what they want. And then the eunuchs would take the offerings to the priestesses with the request and then ask them to do it. So the common people would not interact with the priestesses. The only ones that could interact with the priestesses besides the royal family is these eunuchs. And that is how they kept everybody protected and away, and kept them from getting pregnant and falling in, well, they had other ways, but falling in love or being tempted or what have you. So that is what her life was like. So now, S, I want to ask you, why is it that you decided that you wanted to stay? Okay. She says that her whole life, really, my bird is like directly above me, as you can hear him, and every time I try to do something, he decides, okay, I'm going to take a bath and you're going to take a shower, and this is what he's doing up there right now. So I'm getting rained on. So she says that she never got to do anything in her life. She never got to see anything. All she knew was the temple. And she said, you know, now that she's free, she said now that she's free, she didn't want to cross over. She wanted to see the world. She wanted to know what was out there. She wanted to know other cultures, other people. She wanted to know, what love is like. She wanted to know what life is like. So she has just been traveling the whole world, learning other languages, learning about other cultures, learning about other people, and learning what life is like, learning what love is like, learning what people think and feel and hope and dream. And she says it's been fascinating, but she says she said she wanted to belong to someone. She wants to, like, have a home. She wants to know that she has, like, freedom in the home. She wants freedom to, do whatever, come and go if she wants to. She wants to be free to be herself. If she decides to play a prank, you won't get mad at her. Because she does like to stir up a little bit of excitement. But she said that, this is what she really wants. She wants a little stability. But she does still want her freedom. And she has, as many Djinns do, she can help. She has definitely reached a higher power. She does not need me to elevate her at all. She has already reached a higher echelon of power to help manifest anything that that you might need. So she said, in return for you letting her be herself and for giving her a home, she will help you. And just like it is with any other Djinn, just like they stated in Aladdin, she can't bring people back to life. She can't make people fall in love with you. She can't give you like $1 million with the snap of your fingers. Whether you think it's what you need or not, she's going to give you what you need. Not necessarily what you want, but what you need. And she will always make sure that you don't fall, basically hit rock bottom. She will catch you. You will not. You might have some stumbling blocks, because sometimes you have to have stumbling blocks to learn. If everything is handed to you, you could turn out to be a pompous orange douchebag. But if you learn, certain lessons about things, she will still be there to help you. But remember, just as she helped you, you have to keep going. If you say to yourself, well, I want to start up a business, I need help with my business, and you sit on your ass and you do nothing, well, you're not starting up a business. You're sitting on your ass and doing nothing. She can't make everything come to you. You have to take the steps, put yourself out there, try to get yourself recognized, and then she can use that to help you. So yes, Djinns can help, but you have to kind of meet them halfway. You have to be proactive, and then they can take that and work with it. You have to create the energy for them to work with, basically. So I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else that you want me to say to anybody else? What is it you want to say? She says, I would love to be part of somebody's home, and I will give them all the love that they need and they want. And she does have it. She does have a lot. She is a bright personality. She's like a star among the other Djinns that I've had here. She is just vivacious is a great word for her. She kind of like sparkles. She's She's laughing, she's smiling, she's sweet. But she's not going to let you, she's not a pushover either. She's not going to let you just like sit there, like say you're upset or depressed or something. She's not going to let you sit in that. She's going to do stuff to try to make you laugh, to try to brighten you up, because that's her personality. That's just the way she is. She understands that everybody like has their bad moments and grieves, but she's not going to let you sit in it. She's going to give you a little time, but if you stay there, she's just like, no, 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 we're not doing this anymore. You're going to get up, you're going to do things, I'm going to make you laugh, you know. That is the type of personality she is. So again, she won't let you fall. She won't let you sit there and stew. So that, I think, concludes it. Are we good, S? Did I get everything? I got everything. Okay. So that is her. I will go ahead and end this video now, and I will put S up on my eBay auction site once she chooses which doll she wants to be in, and we put her pendant together. She will go live up on my eBay auction site, and anybody who gets her is really going to be blessed. I mean, just a beautiful spirit, very sweet, and you're going to be very, very lucky to have her. So I'm going to end this now and edit it down. Not really edit too much, but just edit it down a bit, and we'll get S ready to go. So thank you for watching another interview video, and I hope you welcome S into your home. Thanks for watching, guys.